Good evening and welcome to your evening news bulletin with Television Tonga News. Making headlines, Queen Charlotte College collected more than 20,000 ba'anga during the college 88th anniversary on Saturday. Vital for the public to be aware of the early detection signs for child cancer because it can help save a life. And the Queen Victoria cruise ship anchored at Vuna Wharf today, bringing almost 2,000 passengers to Nuku'alofa. There are more stories together with news from around the region, the latest sports news and the weather bulletin later on in the package. Now for the news in details, I'm Galalaine Tonglava Paletua. Her Majesty Queen Anaspa and Her Royal Highness, the Crown Princess Sinai Takala, were present at the Queen Charlotte College 88th anniversary dedication prayer, which was held on Saturday. During the celebrations of the college 88th anniversary, students and ex-students were able to collect more than 20,000 ba'anga to help with the school's operations. The celebrations of the Queen Charlotte 88th anniversary was broadcast live on Radio Tonga 1 because this is the only national broadcaster, the Radio Tonga 1, that can transmit to the outer islands, and also through our stream live we are heard in overseas countries. Now we'll check out the details of that story with Linda Filiai.
Her Majesty Queen Nanaspa'u and Her Royal Highness the Crown Princess Sinai Takala were the guests of honor at the Queen Charlotte College 88th anniversary. The dedication prayer to bless the day was conducted by the President of the Free Wesleyan Church School, Reverend Dr. Meleana Puloka, who is also an ex-student of the college. Meanwhile, the sermon was delivered by the Free Wesleyan Church President, Reverend Dr. Ahio, whom he emphasized the message of the day from the book of Psalm, chapter 121, verse 8. Dr. Ahio highlighted that the path that Queen Charlotte College has achieved was kept holy with the covenant of God.
Today is a very special day in the life of Queen Charlotte College. Both the ex-students and current staff and students of Queen Charlotte College, together with parents and the church, are gathered here to celebrate the 88th anniversary of Queen Charlotte College.
In the meantime, the current student performed various dedication songs and other traditional items as part of the school annual fundraising drive during its 88th anniversary celebration. A special luncheon was also held to mark the important day. Also present at the occasion were the Australian High Commissioner, His Excellency Brett Eltham, Japanese Ambassador, His Excellency Dr. Kazushika Hamuro, Lady Tuna Fiela Kepa, Queen Charlotte ex-student, and others. For Television Tonga News, I'm Linda Filiai.
Tonga's High Commissioner to Australia, Her Royal Highness, the Princess Latufui Beka Tukaho, visited the Beverly Hills High School in Sydney, Australia at the end of the week. We'll join Anasiu Falekaono with that story.
Her Royal Highness Princess Latufui Beka's first visit to the Beverly Hills High School in Sydney. The theme of the school is to inspire to know and aspire to grow. According to information from the principal of the Tongan Language Department, who is a Tongan woman, Losaline Wanivahadea, the staff and students warmly welcomed Her Royal Highness to the school. Also, a special traditional kava ceremony was conducted to mark Her Royal Highness' royal visit to the school. Many academic experts gathered at the school grounds to welcome Her Royal Highness' visit, including the Professor Ken Cruikshank from Sydney University, Mrs. Lucia Travis from the New South Wales Federation of the Community Languages Schools. His Worship Councillor Brian Robson, Mayor of Canterbury, was also present at the school to welcome the Princess. Also joining the welcome team was Sapine Hoth, who is the Education Officer from the Department of Education and Community, Mr. Colin Skeen, Principal of Beverly Hills High School, and others.
It is vital for the public to be aware of the early detection signs of child cancer because it can help save the life of the cancer patient. This was the emphasis of a speech delivered by the doctor in charge of the pediatric ward at Vala Hospital, Dr. Sias Aho, in a special program to mark the launching of the posters for child cancer early detection. We'll join Ana Silfalegano again with the details.
The purpose of launching the posters is to make people aware of the signs that can lead to child cancer. According to the doctor in charge at Viola Hospital's pediatric ward, Dr. Siosi Aho, there are several signs for different types of cancer that young children can suffer from. It includes the main sign for brain cancer, which is several headaches. Another type of cancer is the bone cancer, and the signs are weak bone marrow and other related signs. Dr. Aho also elaborated that two other remaining types of cancer that children can suffer from are eye cancer and blood cancer. During his speech, Dr. Aho also spoke more of the successful cooperations between the Ministry of Health and the New Zealand Starship Hospital in New Zealand. This successful relation has led to several medical cancer checkups and the chemotherapy conducted here in Tonga.
Hard work that is done by the foundation. The president reminded me this morning that we need more men. That's why we are running late, because there's not enough people here to do the hard yards. And I appreciate that. And I hope those who are listening might put their hands up and come and be part of this. Can I say so, though, that we really appreciate the presence and the support of the pediatric oncologist, Dr. James Keane, who has been a long time acquaintance of those who have worked with children with cancer in Tonga. Today, she's here with Janet and Bridget, but behind them, there's a much bigger team. The oncology team at Starship Children's Hospital, we would not function here without their support. And they have gone the extra mile to make sure that we deliver. They trust us to deliver part of the chemotherapy in Tonga, only because of the close working relationship we have, the frequent visitation they come to make sure that the surroundings that is provided and the environment that we have in Viola is indeed suitable. There's nothing like taking shortcuts or anything like that. We endeavor to be as professional as we could possibly be with the limited resources that is available to us.
During the launching program, one of the deputy directors from the Ministry of Education and Training, Ponepate Daunisila, represented the ministry in conveying their support for the Child Cancer Foundation Tonga.
I'd like to represent the Honourable Minister of Education, Stella Clark, and the director, who is sick, but to represent all education system in Tonga, as well as the children, in counting this opportunity as a privilege to show our support that we are proud partner of the Child Cancer Foundation of Tonga, because we know that our children, they are the future of our family and our nations, and they have an important right. Apart from right to good health, they have right to education. Tonga that passed the education bill last year that expands the compulsory education age from age 6 to 13 to age 4 to 18. So you have a lot of colleagues in the classroom who would like to extend their regards and their love to you, and will continue to be proud partner in the future.
Meanwhile, the posters were presented by the representative from the Starship Hospital in New Zealand, Dr. Jane Skeen. In her remarks, she explained more about the history on the early detection signs for child cancer.
The occasion today is the launch of the Tongan version of the early warning signs of childhood cancer. The warning signs of childhood cancer were developed by the South African Children's Cancer Study Group in 1999, and in 2000 they were endorsed by the International Confederation of Child Cancer Parent Organisations, and that's commonly known as ECOPO. and more recently the International Pediatric Oncology Society, CEOP, endorsed them. CEOP is a global organisation dedicated to increasing knowledge about all aspects of childhood cancer. Their aim is to improve and optimise treatments throughout the world, and their vision is that no child should die of cancer. Why is early diagnosis important? We know that in treating children with cancer, it is recognised that early presentation and referral are crucial, and if patients are diagnosed early, usually the prognosis is much better. However, patients present late for many reasons, and some of our health professional colleagues in other disciplines may be unaware that cancer can occur in children and can be cured.
During the program, the child cancer remaining survivors were able to perform or read Bible verses during the program. Psalm chapter 34, verse 8. O taste and see that the Lord is good. Revelation chapter 3, verse 20. Here I am, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person, and they with me. John chapter 8, verse 58. Very truly I tell you, Jesus answered, before Abraham was born, I am. Also, the young, talented cancer victim Alaimoana Kupu of Kolofo'o performed a Christian song together with her family. This month, March, is marked as the Child Cancer Awareness Month.
The Queen Victoria cruise ship from England anchored at the Vuna Wharf today. It arrived here in Nuku'alofa this morning with almost 2,000 passengers on board. We'll check out that story with Salamo Fulivai, who was at Vuna Wharf earlier today.
1,897 passengers, together with 981 crew members, travelled on Queen Victoria today. Speaking to Radio and Television Tonga News, the operation manager from Pacific Forum Line Latu Lui says that this is the 5th cruise ship to visit Tonga. He adds that Queen Victoria was supposed to go visit another harbour in New Zealand, but due to the bad weather, they travelled early to Nuku'alofa. Queen Victoria is going on a world tour. It travelled from New Zealand to Nuku'alofa and was supposed to anchor again at Bay of Islands, but due to bad weather, it was required to travel straight here to Nuku'alofa. Meanwhile, Mr. Lui appreciates the public's cooperation in welcoming the tourists on board the cruise ship. I would like to thank the people of Tonga for all their help and support. We asked the people before to continue being respectful to tourists, and today we've witnessed that and we appreciate it. Queen Victoria departed Tonga today at 5 p.m. and is heading to Pago Pago, then from there back to England. Radio and Television Tonga News understands there's 5 more cruise ships expected to visit Tonga this year. For Television Tonga News, I'm Salamo Fulivai.
And students and villagers in Bay now fully understand how to keep their water supply clean at all times. This is the outcome of a training hosted for the villagers, aiming at informing the villagers on how to keep their water clean. Anasiu Falekaono with the details.
Participants who take part in training in Bay include students, men and women of the village. A representative from the Ministry of Health to talk more about the importance of making sure that water is clean before they consume. Speaking to Radio and Television Tonga News was Daina Lavenga Malia says that such training is important because students now know what causes unhealthy drinking water and they can help prevent it. It is important that we keep the water supplies clean from all sorts of bacteria. After this training, I've learned 2 germs that affects the water supplies. They are E. coli and others. And we now know the causes for unclean water and we can prevent it by minimizing the causes. Also speaking to Radio and Television Tonga News was a local woman who took part in the training. Amelia Hufanga says that with this newly absorbed knowledge, she will try to urge other mothers and women in the village to help with keeping water supplies clean. There are two main needs in human life. It is the air that we breathe and water. Water supply is needed to be clean at all times in order to remain healthy, so we need to focus on keeping the water tanks clean. The training program was organized by the Tonga Community Development Trust and funded by the European Union and the Australian Aid with the 4CA project. For Television Tonga News, I'm Manasiu Falekaono.
That's the local news for tonight. Pacific is up next after this break.